The Lord reads our hearts. Selected Bible readings from the Gospel of Matthew chapter 18 and 19 and 1 Samuel chapter 16. Matthew chapter 18 verse 3 from the International Children's Bible. I tell you the truth, you must change and become like little children. If you don't do this, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7 from the English Standard Version. The Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 from the Message. God judges persons differently than humans do. Men and women look at the face. God looks into the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7 from the Living Bible. The Lord chooses David to be king before his 7 brothers. The Lord said to Samuel, "Don't judge by a man's face or height, for this is not the one. I don't make decisions the way you do. Men judge by outward appearance, but I look at a man's thoughts and intentions." Matthew chapter 19, verses 13 to 15, God's Word translation. Verse 13, Then some people brought little children to Jesus to have him bless them and pray for them. But the disciples told the people not to do that. Verse 14, Jesus said, "Don't stop children from coming to me. Children like these are part of God's kingdom." 15, after Jesus blessed them, he went away from there. Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 to 5 from God's Word translation. Verse 1, The disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Verse 2, He called a little child and had him stand among them. 3, Then he said to them, "I can guarantee this truth. Unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. 4, Whoever becomes like this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. 5, And whoever welcomes a child like this in my name welcomes me." Matthew 18, verses 6 and 7. 6, These little ones believe in me. It will be best for the person who causes one of them to lose faith to be drowned in the sea with a large stone hung around his neck. Verse 7, How horrible it will be for the world because it causes people to lose their faith. Situations that cause people to lose their faith will arise. How horrible it will be for the person who causes someone to lose his faith. Again, 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7, this time from the New King James Version. The Lord does not see as man sees. For a man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Matthew chapter 18 verses 2 to 4 from J.B. Phillips' New Testament. Jesus called a little child to his side and set him on his feet in the middle of them all. "Believe me," he said, "unless you change your whole outlook and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. It is the man who can be as humble as this little child who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven." The Lord reads our hearts.